What's up, everybody? You already know you are tuned into another episode of the Burnout Podcast up here at S.STREET Media. I am your host, Rebecca Shelby. You already know. And today we're gonna get into some things. I'm not even gonna do my AKAs because I got you on mute. Damn. All right, so that's good.
That was a good one, though. I must apologize.
Let me actually go look at my AKAs because I forgot them right then and there in that second.
Okay, that was great. That was a great one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fucked that package up, but that was good. We're gonna do that one more time.
Whew.
Got that down. All right. Ready. 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's up, everybody? You already know it's your host, Rebecca Shelby, up here at S.STREET Media doing the Burnout Podcast, of course. You already know what I came here to do. I'm not even getting into my AKAs today. Something about the universe is just preventing me from doing that. So it must mean to get straight into it, y'all. So we got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to talk about the pettiest thing first. And that is Quavo and Saweetie. No, but for real, Saweetie. It's like, honey. The drama with the girls have been exponential. Like, all right, let's just start at the beginning at the top of the list. So we all know that Quavo and Saweetie broke up, and she blew the whistle on that ass. She basically said that like whatever was going on, and now we see what the fuck was going on, wasn't worth the the damage to just hold on. So she left. We just thought that he did a little bit of cheat, nothing crazy. But apparently there was a lot of toxicity in that relationship. So, they had to call it quits. They had to, so yeah. Basically, because I don't want to make light of domestic abuse because it's a very serious topic for men and women involved. So I want to make that very clear. But this situation is just screaming toxicity. Like it is just screaming, just like it just needed to stop. So I want to say this is like around yesterday, maybe. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, so this is probably like Monday or Tuesday. I want to say this was, and basically, it got leaked to the blogs, and it's funny because the shade room is so fucking shady. Like they don't even try to hide the agenda or what narrative they trying to push. They gonna drop a crop video and a whole altercation. Had everybody out here thinking that Quavo was just roughing Saweetie up, just beating her up. I mean, he was doing that. But, like, we thought it was unprovoked. And whether it was provoked or not or whatever the fuck, because I'm going to get into it, y'all, there's still no excuse for anyone to put their hands on anybody. So, according to TMZ, Saweetie and Quavo reportedly got into a physical altercation last year before their recent breakup. The rappers Diamante Harper, 27, and Quavius Marshall, 29. That is so funny that his name is Quavius. But got into a fight in an apartment elevator last year, according to the video footage obtained by TMZ. And the 1.5-minute long clip, Saweetie struck Quavo in the face and threw a suitcase out of the elevator, which was actually not a suitcase. The suitcase that they're referring to is that orange Call of Duty box that everyone is talking about, this infamous orange box. So threw a suitcase out of the elevator before Migos member dragged his then girlfriend into the elevator and fell on top of her. Saweetie, off screen for the most of the footage, seemingly remained lying on the floor before she struggled to pick herself up and limped out of the elevator as Quavo watched. The incident occurred in Saweetie's apartment building, according to TMZ. TMZ does a lot of self-quoting. Like, it's so fucking weird that that's what they do. Is that the box? Can I see it? Because I don't play video games. All right, because everybody is saying that it was an orange Call of Duty box, but I'm looking at this. This is black with a hint of orange. So is it orange on the inside? Like, is it another layer to the box?
Maybe.
Listen, I don't know. The researchers up here at S.STREET Media, they showed me a box that said Call of Duty, and it's black. It's an obvious black box. So I don't know. Maybe I need to do better research. But that's what the people were saying. That's what the people are saying. That it's not a Louis Vuitton bag. It's a Call of Duty box. And not for nothing, the way he was going hard over that box, before I even knew about the whole Call of Duty stuff, I was thinking, like, why is a man going so hard over a purse? Like, did he buy this purse for her? Like, is this his purse? Like, but the people's is like, no, Rebecca, it's a Call of Duty box. But now the other people's is telling me this. Is there a box? Is there another layer to the box? We don't know. Only Roddy Rich will know. See if he'll hit a lick with that box. That was a corny joke. Got a little tee. But yes, so in my personal opinion, just watching the video and seeing them go back and forth, I can't really establish who the aggressor is because we don't know if Quavo was beating her up before they got into the elevator and she attacked him back. Because I've seen a lot of people like, oh, this video shows that Saweetie is the aggressor and Quavo is justified. And I'm just like, first of all, that little baby hit did not do no damage. Yes, she should not have put her hands on him. But also, it was just a lot of brute force. Then the other thing I wanted to note is that this incident, everyone keeps saying this happened a year ago. This incident happened, you know what, I've been in quarantine for a while, so maybe it was a year, just about a year. I don't feel like it was a whole year, but this was during Pretty Bitch Music, like that whole era, when Saweetie was going viral off of selfies and Chanel me, off the top shelf, please. Only fucking with niggas if they handsome and wealthy, crabby, got her ass looking healthy. So I'm seeing this like as a fan, and it's crazy because I really don't feel like Saweetie has fans, but she don't have fans of her music. She has people's fans of her because she's pretty. But I actually like her music. Like I actually like her sound. I actually, like Pretty Bitch Music is like my theme song. This is from that time. I don't think Pretty Bitch Music dropped a whole year ago because she dropped that shit on her birthday, and like her birthday since then no, I don't think it has. I don't think so. I don't think it has. And like to see that video, and then y'all remember she got the Bentley for her birthday, and Quavo sent the repo man to her house to get it or whatever. That's why he got her the gift. That's why he got her the Bentley. Because he knew he fucked up. He knew he was beating her up in that elevator for whatever reason. Because from what I'm hearing from different sources and different people and just the words that is on the street, she was confronting him about, I guess, cheating allegedly. And you know how sometimes women, we could be very much, and you did this and you did that, and just all up in a nigga face. And I guess he flung her, because in the video you can tell that she threw something at him. Like she flung something at him because it hit the floor in the video. So all of that unnecessary aggression, like the grabbing and putting her in the elevator, then on top of that, it's her apartment. So for all of the people out here talking about he was trying to leave her and she was trying to grab the box to keep him to stay, I don't get that narrative. I really don't. Like I don't see that narrative. They're in her apartment and he yanked her back into the elevator. If he wanted her to leave, I would have pushed her out the elevator type shit so she can't get back in with me. Then when the shit stops, he puts the notorious orange box in the elevator to hold it open. So she could have all of her stuff. Like, maybe I'm seeing this video the wrong way, but like, I just don't get that narrative, how he's trying to leave, but he's forcing her back into the elevator. And then right after that, he bought her Bentley. Like, he knew he was wrong. He knew he was in the wrong. But that's all I'm going to say on the situation. Obviously, none of us was there. Nobody was there. The only people who know what went down is Quavo and Saweetie. So, yeah. That's really all I have to say for I can't even, like, I would say I wish healing for both parties, and I do, but it seems like they've already reached a decision on this. Like, they're not together anymore. They broke up before this video came out, and word on the street is both of them is getting ready to drop an album. So who the fuck knows? Like, this could be a whole marketing plan. Like, listen, y'all. That elevator video was the Beyonce, Jay-Z, Solange elevator video was the catalyst to Lemonade and 444. I just want to put that out there. So listen, obviously there's some type of powers within altercations in the elevator I don't know about. But matter of fact, before I get off this topic, I just want to talk about domestic abuse within the industry, not within real life people, because that is a serious topic that we've covered on here before. But within the industry, it seems like domestic violence is like the catalyst to catapult a woman's career. And what I mean by that is, like, okay, we see where Bobby and Whitney, toxic, abusive relationship. Actually, that was a bad example because Whitney never really like she excelled as far as, actually, no, I'm lying. Once she left him and stuff like that, she got like, she heard as far as hits excelled. Same thing with Tina Turner and Ike Turner. Fucking Ike Turner was beating her up, being abusive. She wound up leaving him. He took all of her fucking money. But right after that, she got love. She got, what's love got to do with this? Like, she was catapulted into a different type of success. The most recent, Chris Brown and Rihanna. Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Like, at this point, there's a pattern, and it's very much given. Like, do women have to get abused in order to have a grandiose career? Like, it's just very confusing. Like, at this point, I'm starting on in the just like to know that like I said, the elevator incident with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Solange was the catalyst to Lemonade and 444, the biggest albums arguably of both of their careers. Listen, man, I don't know, it might be a method in the mechanics. But moving on, it's time to talk to some more ritualistic shit within this crazy industry. Lil Nas motherfucking X. And it's crazy because I liked Lil Nas. I liked him. When he first came out, I very much was here for it. Like, y'all remember when I covered the whole Old Town Road shit on our on this channel, on the Burnout Podcast. And y'all know I was here for it. I loved everything about it. I loved everything about this black boy reclaiming country music, even though he never dropped the country song after. I liked him for the most part. I even did a breakdown on his EP that he dropped. So, like, I really enjoyed his music, actually. And even then, when I was listening to that EP, I could hear the fucking programming and see the predictive programming in the visuals. Like, literally every visual except for Panini that he dropped. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Was Panini on the album or the EP?
It was on the EP.
It was on the EP. Okay, great. So Panini was on the EP. Everything except for Panini had a visual that just kept repeating throughout the song. So when you watch the video, it would be like, I remember one of the songs, it's that song, I know, it's something, something, something. He has really catchy music that is very kind of draws you in like a trance. Like his music puts you in a very trance like state, even back then before this. But in that song, I remember the visual was like a little boy laying down on like a beach chair, and like his aura kept transcending up to the sky, and in the sky he became a superhero, and then every time he came back down he was like his regular boring self just chilling on the beach. So he has always included symbolism in his visuals, in his music. So I don't want to hear that this motherfucker don't know what's going on, that he has no idea. This is stuff that the label is telling him to do. There are a lot of puppets in this industry. He is not one. He is not one. Lil Nas X knows exactly what the fuck he is doing. So without further ado, we are going to get into Montero, Call Me By Your Name. And we are going to break down this whole situation. I'm going to break down the video to y'all. I'm going to break down the shoes. I'm going to break down his whole everything. We're going to get into it, and we need a lot of time. Matter of fact, I'm glad you got your cameras out, because this shit need to be recorded. I need to put this on all platforms, because the right conversations are not being had around this situation. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start with unpacking the actual video. So because I can't show you guys a visual because of copyrights, and I can't play the song for you guys, I'm going to pull up the lyrics right beside it. So the first thing that we see in this video is that Lil Nas X, no, matter of fact, I'm misquoting myself. The first thing that we see in this video is a snake going through the ruins of ancient Rome. Like, you can clearly see that it's ancient Rome. Once the snake gets through the ruins, it kind of like gets to the Garden of Eden, kind of like the ruins of ancient Rome is over the Garden of Eden. And Lil Nas is sitting down as, I don't even want to say Adam or Eve, because he's very much a non-binary character at this point. So this is the first character that we are introduced to. And you know, I talk a lot about trolls in here, and the symbolism behind trolls. He has kind of like troll-like ears almost, sitting under this purple tree of life. And as the music starts to play, he is singing about like this time. Just matter of fact, I said I was pulling up the lyrics, so let me just go ahead and pull them up. Lyrics. But yeah, he's talking about like this time, reminiscing of something. Let's see. I hate lyrics.com because they only pull up they pull up the fucking artist if their name is Montero, but like not the song, which would make a lot more sense.
Have you tried Genius?
Yeah, I should have went to Genius first, right? Let me go on Genius right now. But matter of fact, while I'm doing that, let me just unpack that first scene. So me seeing this snake go through ancient Rome, like through these ruins of ancient Rome up into this point of Eden, and then meeting up with Lil Nas X right there tells you everything you need to know in the beginning of the video. Symbolically, snakes are sly, they're tricksters, and if you know anything about the symbolic trolls are also tricksters. They're also very sly. And even in the fact that Lil Nas X is playing the snake and this non-binary character in Eden is kind of like that mixing of mirroring narcissistic tendencies, because both of these things technically symbolize the same thing. Just a troll is more of the trickster in a humanoid aspect. Humans tend to trust trolls because they see more of themselves in them. Whereas to trust a snake, only the first human would do that because they don't know any better. As for one of us, we're not going to trust the snake. We're not going to be fooled by a snake because we already know, like, I don't, like, you're not even human. Why would I trust you? So let's get into it. So he says, caught it bad yesterday. You hit me you hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could catch you throwing smiles in my face. Romantic talk. You don't even have to try. You're cute enough to fuck with me tonight. So while he's saying all of this, the snake is like enchanting him. The snake version of himself is enchanting this non-binary first human. And it will first human troll. Let's just say non-binary humanoid, right? And it's enchanting him and it's saying these words to him like, like literally what I just said, like, yo, like pull up, kind of like the snake, like pull up, let me just show you this different side of life. And before I even get into it, I feel like, because I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking this right now as I'm speaking, I feel like the whole conversation about his sexual identity takes away from the blatantism that is within this video about just satanic worship and worshiping Luciferic energies. Because I'm not one of those people who believe in like God, the devil, and all, we're all gonna go to hell, because I've said a lot of things that could damn me to hell on this show, right? But I do believe that there are malevolent and benevolent entities around us. So to have, and I do believe in imagery and in words. That's why they call words spelling, like literally you casting a spell. So I do believe those things are real, just I don't believe in them in a traditional sense. So I think that to break this down to y'all, just try not to think about the LGBTQ aspect of everything until after. Okay? Could y'all do that for me, please? But yeah. So this snake is basically trying to enchant him to be into something else, something that is more enticing, something that feels more natural to him, right? So in this second scene, after the snake seemingly transforms into himself, he basically after enchanting him, chasing him through this garden and enchanting him, he has, my bad, y'all, I'm reading. Okay, so after enchanting him and all of this stuff, he's basically sent to this alternate universe where he is taken prisoner by different versions of himself. So there are 12 members of him on a judgment council, and then there are 2 different versions of him bringing him as prisoner to be judged. And then there's these stone people throwing butt plugs at him, which I thought was hilarious. Like, why would he put that in there? Which is why, like, matter of fact, I'm gonna just say it. I feel like a lot of people are going to use this to demonize gay men and gay people in general. And it's not even about that. Like demonic and satanic worship has nothing to do with your sexuality. But him putting that in there for me kind of is like him scapegoating his own community. Like, you're putting in all of this demonic symbolism, and out of all of it, a butt plug is like what is being thrown at you in condemnation. Like you know, let me just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So as he's being judged by this council, these are the words he's saying, which I found very interesting. He says, "I want to sell what you're buying. I want to feel on your ass in Hawaii. I want to get that. I want to get that jet lag for fucking and flying, which is actually fire. Like, let me stop. I want to shoot a child in your mouth while I'm writing.
Whoa.
A sign of the time. A sign of the times every time that I speak, with a dime and a nine. It was mine every week. What time and incline God was shining on me. Now I can't leave. I'm acting hella elite. Never want the niggas that are in my league. I want to fuck the ones that I envy. I envy." That's a lot to unpack, y'all. And even just saying that out loud is just like, damn. So he's saying all of this while he is chained up and begging for this counsel of himself to not kill him, right? To stone him to death, because this is taking place in a Roman like reminiscent kind of time, right? So for him to be saying like, yo, like at first in this second verse, the first half when he's like, "I want to buy what you're selling. I want to fill your ass in Hawaii. I want that jet lag from fucking and flying. I want to shoot a child in your mouth while I'm writing." He's kind of like professing like what he wants to do. Like, these are the things I want to do to you. Like, I'm trying to get with you. It's going from someone trying to get him to get on this other side to more so, this is what I want to do to you. From that to change to like, yo, every time I speak my, like, it's kind of like a buildup. It's kind of like a anger within the words that he's saying. And then when he's like, "I want to fuck the people that I envy," like that is like a ritualistic way of having power over your enemy. Like, people don't understand the spirituality behind sex. Like, wanting to have sex with someone that you hate is a way of draining their life force without them knowing it. So it's just one of those things, like, a lot of people wouldn't know that if they're not spiritual. So for you to even have that in a song with the devil in it, which I ain't even get into, just makes me think like, what is really this boy's thought process behind all of this? Like, for him to just like, so after that scene, this is the scene where he's killed by this council. Obviously, they are not fucking with what he's saying, and they kill him and send him up to heaven, right? As his spirit is ascending to the heavens, he's sent back down on a stripper pole, where he is welcomed to hell. Like, literally the doors to hell like open up, like welcome. So when I seen that, I'm like, there's some shit going on with strippers. And this is why I said put the LGBTQ part out of your mind until I get to this part. SZA recently dropped Good Days. And that whole video is bodily spell casting. She's like in this enchanted forest doing poses with her body. And then every time the camera flashes, she's doing the same moves on the stripper pole, right? So I'm like, bro, what is the symbolic meaning behind the stripper pole? Like, where did this shit come from? Why did people think that it would be a good idea to put beings on a pole half naked to, entrance other people? And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, as someone who just recently went to the strip club for the first time, well, actually, no, I'm lying, I've been to the strip club before. As someone who just legally went to the strip club before, as a 21-year-old, it is very entrancing, like, to see a man or a woman on a pole, because for me, this is not even a gender thing. Like, to see a man or a woman on the pole just doing these dance moves. Like, I could even envision it right now. Like, I'm looking up and there's nobody in this room. Just to envision that, like, just to see that is very like, wow, like, how are you up there doing that? Like, that's very like, even if you aren't sexually turned on, it does turn on a curiosity in your mind, like, wow, like, I really like this. This is actually really like nice, good, like, good job. But so seeing him going to hell on a stripper pole and SZA doing her stripper pole magic in a library, no. This hasn't, for me personally, because I do understand that there are homophobic people out there who just are not comfortable with seeing men embrace their sexuality. And I honestly would like to see more of it. I think if more men did embrace their sexuality, a part of the LGBTQ or not, I think it'd be better on us women, because all of their little pent up anger and frustration they take out on us, they wouldn't have to take it out on us. They just be able to just do it themselves. Because that's essentially the biggest problem. Women are allowed to be a lot more gender fluid than men, but that's a whole different conversation. That's not what we're talking about. This stripper pole magic smoke I have for the industry is for everyone, not just gay men. So I looked up basically what the actual symbolism behind a stripper pole is, and shocker, shocker to none, literally from the beginning of time, pole acts have been used to allure crowds and enchant them into receiving their goods and their money and their jewels and their energy. Like literally finding out, I'm like, okay, so stripping has not changed from when it first started to now at all. Like the only thing that has changed is in exchange, instead of exchange of dance moves for souls and jewels and crystals, niggas is just throwing dollars and going broke. Okay. So like, to see that and to understand that like stripping has not changed and it literally is draining somebody's life force without them knowing. And I wasn't surprised that he is sliding on a stripper pole from hell, well, from heaven to hell. So for the final scene, the doors of hell welcome him with open arms. He gives the devil a really bizarre lap dance and then kills him at the end and takes his crown. Now, the reason why I said a lap dance was bizarre is because it was. And if you don't think it was, then you're fucking lying. There was nothing sexually appealing about the lap dance. He had more sex appeal on the pole than he did actually giving this demon, which also, and let me not say demon, this devil a lap dance, which also the devil had black features and a braided crown. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, why the devil gotta be black? Even though it had red skin, why did they depict the devil as a black man with braids? Like, the braids is what set me off. Like, I'm like, all right, if he was bullheaded, I probably wouldn't even said anything about the devil's features. Because I understand a lot of people don't understand featureism, but the braided crown on this black man painted in red's head just did not sit right in my spirit, y'all. But yeah, the lap dance was more ritualistic to me than it was sexy, like trying to seduce the devil and turn him on. Like, he seduced me more he seduced me more on the pole than he did on that devil. Like, that's when I'm like, okay, things is getting weird. Like okay, like going to hell on a stripper pole wasn't like the weirdness for me. It really was the devil to the lap. The lap dance on the devil, because it was so obviously ritualistic. Like, it wasn't even really dance moves. Like, he was doing all of these different symbols and stuff like that with his body. So I'm just like, he is obviously casting spells. He is obviously trying to enchant the masses with all of the imagery. And the thing is, like, I want to actually like shout out to the discussion that they had on the Armand Wiggins show, because I do think that it's important for LGBTQ people to speak on this issue, first and foremost, because this is their community. But to that point, one of the guys on there who was like, I don't want to say he was totally against this, but totally like, no, this imagery is wrong, and he is trying to hex the masses, who's also a non-binary identified male presenting person, even said like, this shit is not even symbolism. Like, he's like, this shit is not symbolism. This is blatant in your fucking face. I'm giving the devil a lap dance. I got stoned to death for whatever sin. I guess the sin was being gay. I'm in the Garden of Eden. I'm kissing the snake, which we also know is Lucifer. Like, even the discussions online, like, people are separating this snake character from the devil, and it's like, no, they're literally the same character. And it's funny that he played every single character in this shit except for the devil. Like, he became the devil at the end, but he didn't play the devil he was given a lap dance to. But he kissed the Luciferic snake in the garden. So it's just like all of this like minute stuff that might not seem to be anything. Like, no, this is like blatant in your face occultism. And I don't even like to use that word because I feel like Christians just throw it around for everything. Like, fucking, you pray to the moon, you're in a cult. I don't believe that. But this shit is literally occultism in your fucking face. Then the motherfucker has the audacity to drop this fucking shoe. Could you see my could you pass my phone real quick, please? Because this shit right here, I have it in my phone. I'm about to tell y'all how the shoe even connects to this music video on an even deeper level. Like, fuck this shit being called the Satan shoe and him dancing on the devil in the picture. I mean, in the music video. So when you look at the shoe, and when this video goes up, there will be a picture of Lil Nas X holding the shoe up for you guys to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Examine the shoe, make sure your eyes is seeing what it's seeing, and then make sure your eyes are seeing beyond that. So on the fucking shoe, it literally has a Bible verse on it that is from Luke 10:18. In Luke 10:18, when you look that up on Google, it doesn't matter what version of the Bible you look for this quote in. It is a very small quote. And even in the fucking Quran that don't even have Luke in it, it's the same fucking shit. It says, and I'm quoting from the King James Version because most people from my audience will be probably more so familiar with that. I saw Satan fall like lightning from the heaven. And that's it. That's the quote. That's it. In this music video, we literally see Lil Nas X soul fall from heaven to fucking hell. And you want to tell me that this shit is just all marketing to get people up in arms? Hell fucking no. Then they're saying that the basically, all right, so to give y'all a little backstory as to why there's even blood in this Nike sneaker, they came out with a Jesus shoe. Mischief is the name of the company. They came out with a Jesus shoe in I want to say 2016, 2017. And it was filled with holy water blessed from the river Jordan. So this is an Air Max shoe. You guys, if you're familiar with the Air Max model, you guys know the little air pockets they have in them. Like, they're really cool. I guess you could say they're kind of like when I see the Air Max sneakers with like the air bubble in them, I think of kind of like space. Like, this is what people will be wearing in like the future, like shit like that. Like, this is what people from the 1900s envision we be wearing on our feet in the future. So they're a really futuristic shoe. And I'm pretty sure if you're a child who has had Air Maxes, you probably imagined water being in them before. So this company, they released a shoe with water, holy water, blessed from the River Jordan, in that air pocket, like it's filled with holy water in it. And it has a freaking cross. Oh my god, I just said freaking cross on here. Oh my god. It has a cross on the like kind of dangling off of the laces. And basically they took that model and did the exact same thing for Black Air Forces. And then the creators, so people like, where's the blood coming from? So there's a drop of blood in this air pocket, right? There's blood filling the air pocket. So essentially they bought 666 all black Nike sneakers. Yeah, even that in itself is just like, how more blatant could these people get? Basically, and the creators of the shoe all basically use their own blood. This is what I'm seeing online. They all used their own blood and mixed it in with a red ink into the shoe. So it's not 100% blood, but it does contain actual human blood in it from the people who created this shoe. And I'm going to get into these motherfucking creators in a second. Mischief, the company Mischief, who created the Jesus shoe and not a Satan shoe, which also has these mystery boxes that they were promoting that were super like rare in like 2020. These people literally seem to not exist until they're dropping something outlandish. Like literally, I went to look up their fucking website, and it's literally a countdown. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys, because like at a certain point, I feel like people think I'm crazy, or like I don't know, but look, this is their page. This is their actual page. When you type in Mischief, and their URL is Mischief MSCHF.xyz, which is fucking crazy. Like, why is your dot? Well, anyway, but yeah, this shit is like literally a countdown to the Satan shoe. That's it. And I get the sense that they do that with all of their stuff, but yeah, it's weird. And when you click on anything, it just directs you to an app store, and you download the Mischief app, which is basically three red exclamation points on a yellow McDonald's backdrop. And it's just really weird. Like, what are y'all doing? Then on top of that, the name of the site is Mischief. So it's just like, come on, how much more blatant can these fucking people be? Like, they don't give a fuck. But I'm about to play you guys this clip from MSNBC News. They are talking about Mischief and this company, and basically like the Lil Nas X shoe, basically giving y'all kind of like a background of what this company actually is and why Nike is deciding to sue them. So they'll give y'all a better explanation than I can.
Does Nike have a case here against Mischief and X? This is exactly how take a picture. Not Nike shoe and Nike shoe instead. They're alleging that they bought a picture. this right now. This is customizable sneakers. It also has the first pair of custom Nike shoes that this put out. They designed Jesus shoes that apparently contain holy water and the soul delivered Jordan. So what precedent does Nike set by swing over this singing shoe by not out? Yeah, basically these are flying $1,000 shoes just because you put a little embroidery on them. That's the I buy a pair of Nike shoes myself. I can probably order them myself, whatever I want, and save $900. The first thing here is the shoes. That companies like Nike every day. We spend our own money going after people who do this. In New York, it's Canal Street. Other cities
I swear these niggas on the news throwing mad shade. Like, yo, white dudes is mad funny. If you did embroider them, Danny, I bet they look great. But yeah. So if y'all didn't understand what the whole legal dispute was about, that's essentially what it's about. The fact that, because the thing is, Nike doesn't harshly pursue people who customize they shit, because they understand that it's gonna happen, and it's just like, it's not worth it to sue every time Dick and Jane about fucking custom Nikes if they want to make a profit, right? But in this case, it's fucking up their business because a lot of Christians wear Nikes. So it's just like that for me, shit is gonna fuck up. But for me, what is crazy to me is this company Mischief, like, they honestly don't exist. And then I found out that they have a warehouse right here in Brooklyn, which is actually kind of scary. And then there's a pentagram on the fucking warehouse. Like what are y'all literally trying to call to this earth and invoke, right? So just even like that, the collaboration with the shoe tells me that this music video is bigger than satire on how Christians condemn gayness. Because originally when I first seen it and heard the concept, yes, I was very freaked out, but I was just like, you know what? Christians do tell gay people they're going to hell. Like this is a fact. Like, as someone who grew up in a very Christian household with LGBTQ members of my family, I've literally heard several different members of my family who believe in this benevolent God that their family member is going to go straight to hell. They're gonna bust hell wide open for being gay. That's it. Not nothing else. Just being gay. So I definitely get it. So at first I was on the side of, you know what, if people are telling him to go to hell and he goes there, who am I to judge? But this shoe is like, no, there's a deeper agenda that is being pushed. And while we're on the topic, this kind of ties into our next topic. The fact that even like he was able to CGI, well, not him, but whoever the people are who did this video, who behind this video, and one of the women behind this music video who actually came up with the concept for it is like Russian, and Russian people don't believe in God. like they dead don't. Like, so I'm just like, bitch, like, how could you sit here and like, literally, I could look it up. Like, somebody probably think I'm being mad racist, but literally, the consensus, my bad, I misspoke. The consensus of people who believe in God in Russia is like 12%. And Russia's a matter of fact, I'm about to look it up for y'all. Russia don't believe in God so much. They have three to five different variations of atheism. That's how much motherfuckers don't believe in God. So, like, y'all think I'm wilding. Russian religion. Just what's Russian? What's Russia's religion? That's better. And look at the lie. Look at the lies on the internet talking about Orthodox Christianity. They don't have no religion. Hold on. Let me. What's the word I'm looking for? Data. I want a data analysis of how many people believe in God in Russia. Let me just put in data.
What's the breakdown of religions and religious beliefs in Russia? What is the breakdown of religious beliefs in Russia?
I really put that in. Because people be thinking I'm joking. Like I told this to someone and it was just like that's ignorant. I'm like, they don't. Religion. Like I didn't even know that shit. Yes, Slavic paganism. Yeah, that's exactly what you call it. That's like Slavic paganism. Then they have fucking all sorts of shit. Like it's crazy. But it's anytime I research something on my own, like it pops up right then and there. Anytime I come on air and I want to show y'all some actual statistics. Statistics, that's the word I was looking for. Some actual statistics. They never pop up. But maybe that's because I can never remember the word statistics until I come on air. But yeah, let me find the statistics of religion in Russia. All right, so 41% of people, which is basically half, are Slavic paganism. I don't want to mispronounce that. Then the other ones are atheism, neo-paganism, whatever that is, Russian Orthodoxy, which from my understanding is basically the belief in I guess just Russia and that's it. And then they actually have a small Buddhist population in Russia as well. And then the second biggest actually is Orthodox Christianity, but that's because they had a whole war in Russia to bring Christianity there. So then it becomes the question: Are these people really Russian Christians? Are they a part of indoctrination process that got them away from traditional beliefs, which is a whole different conversation in itself, which is actually what Christianity is in the Black community, which I ain't ready for that conversation yet, so I ain't gonna talk about it. So yeah. So even the fact that the director of this CGI video is Russian and you got some commentary on the devil, bitch, like how dare you? And even the whole CGI thing just goes into title what I'm going to talk about next, which is how AI and CGI is taking over the world. And I only got a few minutes to break that down because I spent way too much time on Little Nas X. So I'm going to play a clip for you guys. Actually, I got a couple clips for you guys that I'm going to play. The first one is actually breaking down what these AI influencers are, who Little Michaela is, and then the second clip actually is going to be this CGI influencer speaking. So, yeah, y'all, just hold on.
So she did a good job with that. Michaela was created by her super secret started based on lawsuits that claimed to focus on her body and
These secret startups. This shit is crazy. All right, so he kind of broke down why brands are working with Little Michaela and things like that, and what she actually, who she's worked with. Like this bitch has worked with Prada, Calvin Klein. Like, oh my god, this is this hoe right now speaking. Like she has fans. She about to get into her origin story. Just listen, y'all.
So I'm not the only robot pop star for that. Basically, Robo, Paris Hilton, and Arcada provide. And Gina was created by a lab called I was programmed in 2019. I'm Brazilian. So Kane asked Brad to do AI who eventually work on my baby. Brad thought he was developing
What the fuck? How? And then she gets into this whole thing about how basically this other CGI created by the lab that created her but sold her to Brud, this super mysterious, secretive startup company. How that CGI robot exposed to her that she was a robot, which is fucking like this is something like out of a sci-fi movie. Like I was watching The Outer Limits, and y'all know like that episode where the fucking the dude, he created basically this lifelike robot to be the nanny to the children. Then and he's beating the wife up and being mad abusive. He's having an affair with the fucking robot. Then the robot wound up trying to like it just was a whole bunch of messiness. Then come to find out the wife that he was beating up that was trying to protect her kids from this robot was a fucking robot. So the whole time I felt the fucking movie feeling bad for a robot. I was like, damn, this bitch husband beating her up. Fucking the husband is fucking a robot right in front of her face. Like he just don't give a fuck no more. And then come to find out the whole time this girl is a robot. And what's even creepier about Little Michaela is half of her followers didn't even know that they were following a CGI robot. Like they did a poll and half of these kids didn't even know that she wasn't a real person. And she has a YouTube channel. Like this bitch literally has a video talking about sexual assault. Like her experience with sexual assault. And then like just to even touch on the AI rapper FM Mika really quickly. This nigga saying the N-word. I'm calling him the N-word. How can a robot be allowed to say the N-word? Like, how do we even regulate that? Like, it's funny because I was having this conversation with my bro and I was super high, and he was like, yo, like when the galactic wars start happening and robots start taking over, it's gonna be transhuman racism. Like it's gonna be alien racism, it's gonna be robot racism. And I ain't believe him. I'm like, all right, I think he's dragging it a little bit too much. But no! It's happening right now. It is happening right now. Literally, there is a CGI black model who is passionate about Black Lives Matter. How? How? Which even shows me that a lot of the stuff in the world, and then on top of that, so FN Mika, I think he's supposed to be biracial. He actually kind of looks like a CGI version of XXX. So that's actually kind of crazy. And X is biracial. So FN Mika is supposed to be biracial. Michaela is supposed to be biracial. You have this black one. She's supposed to be from like Sudan, and it's funny because she looks so real. The people who created her posted a picture of her, added Fenty Beauty, and they reposted it. They must have heard through the grapevine that that's not even a real person. Like they don't even have real Fenty Beauty on. Y'all gotta take this down. They took it down, but they originally thought that this was a real woman, and she is ran by a white dude. Her computer programmer is a white man. FN Mika's programmer is some Asian guy. All of these, actually, Michaela, the Spanish bitch, is the only one programmed by a black dude, from what I could see. Because I don't know if he's the actual programmer or if he's just the face of this mysterious brand. Because he's already a mysterious character. Like, he used to go by the name of DJ Skeet Skeet. And went from being a DJ in the Dougie era to this huge president or CEO of Broad Tech who makes CGI influencers. So the whole wormhole in this shit definitely goes deep. I wish I had more time to talk on this. This is definitely a topic that I'm going to revisit maybe in the next episode. But I just want to definitely put some brainworms in there. Because it's like, I just recently watched Extinction. I don't know if y'all watched that movie, but the whole movie, it essentially was about aliens coming to take over the earth. And then at the end of the movie, you find out that AI took over the earth, and the aliens that was coming to fight AI were human beings. That at a certain point, the earth was taken over by AI for so long. These human people, these human kids, I should say, because it was a young man who they found out was a human, weren't even born on Earth. Like, that's how long we had to leave Earth. So it's definitely out there in the imagery. Y'all know I believe in predictive programming. So it's definitely shit that y'all need to keep your eyes open to and be in tune. Because the thing is, they could create all of this CGI and all of this artificial intelligence, but the one thing they will never be able to mimic is the human life force. Which is why they want us to accept these robots so bad and make them as human as possible. Like, oh, so cute. Little Michaela cares about Black Lives Matter and is saying that she's eating her feelings. Who gives a fuck about that? When there are real people in the earth who suffer from obesity because they actually are eating their feelings. And they're not a robot just expressing the feeling of that. They're actually a physical person going through a physical experience that you as a person can empathize with and connect to and help them if you wanted to. But because we're such a superficial society, a lot of people rather give a fuck more about a skinny AI robot who can't eat than an actual person who's suffering with their health that needs support. So I just want to put that out there because these things are definitely coming. They're trickling down a pipeline. I always knew I wasn't crazy. So just something for y'all to think of. But as always, I am your host, Rebecca Shelby. I guess I'll do my AKAs on the closeout since I didn't do them. You know, I am the Hot Take Hottie, aka the conscious connoisseur. I like everything, all things brain. And you know, after this long conversation, I actually forgot all of my AKAs besides the Hot Take Hottie. So this would be a perfect time to close out.
On your neck.
Huh?
Foot on your neck.
Backs. Oh yeah, I got my foot on these bitches' necks. AKA I got my foot on these bitches' necks. But I don't know. I'm in such a space right now. Like, I don't know why the universe is telling me I don't need to do my AKAs. I'm just gonna go with the universe because I've been going with it for a while. Like I came back from Miami, they was trying to program people out there. My cell phone signal was knocked out, even though my phone bill was paid. It was just fucking crazy. So we up here at S.STREET Media, home of the conspiracy theorists, essentially, and all things crazy. I'm your host, Rebecca Shelby. This is the Burnout Podcast. Lovely thank you to my producer, Math, always making sure that the show goes smooth and copacetic, hitting me with them angles and them lights. And as always, safe travels or your astral projections. And I am out. Whew, that was a good episode.